All right, here we are, hour number 2 on a Tuesday, and we're joined now by ESPN NFL analyst Dan Orlovsky, whose appearances on One Bills Live are presented by Caesars Sportsbook, an official mobile sports betting partner of the Buffalo Bills. And on deck is Bills Jags Wild Card Weekend, Sunday at 1 p.m. And Dan, the Jags come in hot. I mean, winners of 8 in a row. And they lead the league in point differential over that stretch as well. I think it's like plus 153 or something. A lot can be said about the year that Trevor has put together. How much credit do you give the Jags defense with 31 takeaways for giving Trevor ample opportunity to really increase his production with all those extra possessions?
Certainly a part of it. And that's been one of the trademarks of their team this year, is taking the football away from a defensive perspective. But I would tell you, Chris, the thing that has stood out by far the most when it comes to just central to Trevor is the difference in his belief in himself and how it plays out in the game. He has become a much more aggressive quarterback, a much more willing quarterback, confident quarterback, trusts what his eyes are seeing. And the way I remember calling the Monday night game last year in Buffalo and sitting there going, he just has no confidence in himself. And there was an overthinking, and there's the desire in those moments to do the right thing. And what's happened this year with Liam Cohen and why it's changed his game this year is there's been, at least from the outside, feels like I'm not going to baby you anymore. Okay. And the second thing is there's such a lack of fear of bad plays when you watch him play. He's not worried about making a bad throw. He's not worried about throwing an interception. They happen, but his willingness to just believe, I'm the best player in the field, I can make the best throw in this situation. It's just rocketed his confidence, and it's rocketed his aggression. And they've got him thinking less post snap. He's so much more reactionary. He's a lot like Josh when it comes to physical talent. He's 6'5", 240 pounds, an unbelievable athlete. In the past, he's thought so much. Now he's just playing football, and it's really allowed just his very high-end talent to shine. And so turnovers, no question, but he has become just a significantly more aggressive player.
And the guys around him have elevated as well. The run defense has helped them, the guys on the outside, and some of it has to do with the guy pulling the trigger. Sure, Trevor's a good quarterback, makes everybody better, but he has got some guys around him, and they've nicked a lot of teams with some big plays.
Yeah. It's so one. Brian Thomas Jr. is their second-year receiver who had an unbelievable rookie year, and he's had a good year. There's been moments when it hasn't gone well for him and Trevor and the connection this year. And then there's been moments when he's been high end. But the real connections have, for two other guys, gone to a different level. One, ever since they've traded for Jacoby Myers. Jacoby Myers has been the guy that really has changed this offense. I think you can make the case Jacoby Myers has been the most important signing in season or acquisition in the NFL this year. The confidence in his route running, the trust that Trevor has in him, his ability to separate at the tops. He's where he's supposed to be on a consistent basis. And so that really has changed the offense. The other thing is Parker Washington, who was kind of this forgotten slot receiver for them. Parker Washington's become a really good number 3 wide receiver. Thick body, he's a returner, but his ability to kind of be that auxiliary pass catcher has been huge. And I'm telling everybody, their tight end, Brenton Strange, is outstanding. He's absolutely outstanding. A little bit of a throwback, good in the run game as well, creating mismatches with him. They love to motion him. They got a lot of people to throw the football to on top of ETN as a pass catcher out of the backfield.
What can you tell us about their usage of no-huddle? Like, is it strictly just middle of a drive, hey, we got him in a personnel grouping we like, let's go tempo here, or is it more expansive than that?
No, it's really to take advantage of, you'll see it a couple times, Chris. One, we just got a first down, let's go. We just got a first down, let's jump on them. Two, we just got a big play. If they hit a big play, no huddle's coming. It's going to happen, and they're going to try to end the drive. Like if they get a 25, 30-yard chunk, because one, you'll see a lot of play action this week as well. Play action in breakers, play action in breakers, play action in breakers. They get a big chunk throw, here comes no huddle. It's a little bit of personnel driven as well. Like, yeah, if they get you in a personnel that they like, they're going to try to take advantage of it because they have all those different pieces. But it's more of trying to pounce on you after a big. It's almost collegey. You know, when you see college football, that's one of the things that has become a staple in college football. It's like, oh, we just got a big play, and now the defense is reeling. Let's hit them with another one. It's very Gary Kubiak used to be like that as well, and so it's a little bit dependent more so on the success of the previous play rather than just the specific personnel that they like on the field.
And I know this is an era we're in, and we do it too, where you kind of have the hot prediction, and you say this is what's going to happen. This guy's the greatest, that guy's the greatest. But these two quarterbacks and these two teams, you look down the rankings and the list. This has all the earmarks of an absolute gunfight between Trevor and Josh. I mean, Josh is defending MVP. Josh is really good when the chips are down. He elevates in those moments. I mean, even the analytics tell you that. And Trevor is playing, I mean, he's smoking hot. This game has the earmarks of being maybe the best game of the weekend. These two guys going with the 3 seed and the 6 seed in the AFC. This really looks like it might be a fun game.
Yeah, it should be a great game. And two offenses that, that can play at a high level from the X's and O's standpoint, and both quarterbacks can go above the X's and O's and do a lot of big-time throws. Trevor's legs have become a huge story this year, not only in the broken play, but in the designed run, a little bit like Josh Allen, certainly down in the red zone, something to pay attention to. So, yeah, I would say that Jacksonville has the hottest pass game going into the playoffs right now. And I think that's why there's such a belief. I think it's the toughest draw that Buffalo could have gotten. Candidly, you guys know where I stand on this defense. And I've said for a couple weeks now, the run defense doesn't necessarily concern me. It's are you going to catch a on-fire pass game as well as the secondaries played? Because elite passing games can get after elite coverage units because the quarterback can make the perfect throw on a consistent basis. So, yeah, they're both quarterbacks are playing hot. Both quarterbacks are playing a high level. The thing that I would say about Josh, and it triggered my mind, Steve, the other day going into the Sunday night football game with Pittsburgh and Baltimore, Aaron against Cleveland 2 weeks ago just did not play well. And Aaron said, I usually don't have 2 stinkers in a row. I think Josh, the last time we saw him on the field versus Philly, just did not play a great game. It's rare when we see Josh Allen not play 2 stinkers in a row. And I think that bodes well for Buffalo just being able to go punch for punch.
Where has Jacksonville's defense, when it's happened, probably rarely, but where have they been victimized, gashed? How have opposing offenses, what have they gotten them on, if anything?
Yeah, I'd tell you, quick hitting runs. It's a very big defensive front, Chris. Just the 2 edge guys that they have are just big, just
long.
Very big. And so you're setting the edge, and they're up the field. This is a defensive coordinator that comes a little bit from the Jeff Hafley tree. And so it's a penetrating defensive line. They set edges with their big defensive ends, and then they get up the field. Quick hitting runs. So you're talking whams, you're talking traps. The double teams for their run game in the duo world have to be absolutely sensational. Quarterback has to get on the perimeter. It's a defense that's not going to be schematically overly creative. It's going to play with some shell, and they want to keep everything in front of them. Now, the nickel hasn't played a ton of football. They had Jordan Lewis. He went out a couple of weeks ago with injury. Quarterback has to get on the perimeter. You will have to make, I think, 2 plays down the middle of the field in the air that are shots. The safeties are aggressive safeties. They want to be part of the football game. They want to be part of the run, Phil. You will have to take some shots at these safeties. Win on leverage versus the corners. Teams that have had success doing that, it's been in condensed splits, play action shots. That's going to have to be a little bit of a form. You're going to have to be patient in your efficiency, and then you're going to have 3 or 4 times down the middle of the field at these safeties to take shots, and you have to hit them.
And back in the day, Dan, it used to be a philosophy. The Raiders were notorious for it. Listen, once a quarter, we're going deep just to make sure, we're just going to do it. We don't care if it's a complete or not. It's great if it is, but we're throwing it down there because of the way these safeties, we want the safeties to have to play us. And you're kind of advocating that old school philosophy, right? Once a quarter, send them deep to make sure they know you're going to do it at any moment.
You have to, because these safeties, it's the old adage, Steve, you know this, is when those safeties are down there, they're getting to play the defense with an extra half body, and you don't account for them. And so that 3-yard run never becomes the 8-yard run. And so you have to be willing to make that defensive unit hurt. Now, the caveat to that, because it's not as easy as that. The caveat to that is, one, they're very good with their secondary pressures. Very timely and formation specific. If you get into some of these, I'm telling everybody, you get into some of these cut down splits, reduced splits with your guys, and you drop back to pass, expect a corner pressure on any down. And the second thing is, they're really good with their fire zones on defense. Really good. So pressure on one side, dropper on another side. And I've said this for a couple of years. The good defenses don't wait to third down to do them. And so you're going to get first down pressures where Josh is going to go, wait, where did that guy just come from? And so just being ready and disciplined for it, and knowing people from the line of scrimmage are dropping out underneath. That's why their backers have so many picks this year, because they're in the line of scrimmage and then they're out of the line of scrimmage. And so you just can't throw right now quick over that inside of 8 yards box in the middle of the field, because their length and their droppers are so good.
Just looking at the rest of the playoff field, Dan, real quick here. Is there any other game that really has your attention as in terms of being a really fair fight?
I think the Chargers and Patriots. If you ask me, the biggest weakness of the Chargers would be the health of their offensive line. They've been decimated with injuries, and so it has not protected Justin Herbert. He's the most hit quarterback in football this season. If you had to ask me what the weakness was of New England, it would be their inability to rush the quarterback. And so I'm sitting here going, New England's had this remarkable year, the number 2 seed, and rightfully so, and it feels like the Chargers, to a lot of people, are just kind of limping into the playoffs. Yeah, but the thing that they struggle with and why they're limping in some people's eyes isn't necessarily something that I believe New England can take advantage of. And so I think that kind of evens it out a little bit. And the second thing is, New England has not, from an offensive perspective, played a defense like the Chargers. They just have not played a unit that's this good. The Chargers have a very good defense, outstanding defensive ends, speed at the linebacker position. Derwin is sensational. And so how do they handle that? How do they handle that high-end defense that they just, I don't believe, have played this year? The closest probably being Buffalo. I just wouldn't be shocked if Los Angeles went in there and won.
Good stuff, Dan. It's great talking to you. Enjoy the weekend. It's going to be fun.
You too. Good luck, guys.